computer. All right, welcome everybody. So thank you so much for signing up for this and agreeing to listen to what we have in store for Ramadan prep. Now, can you all see me or no? I guess not, because I can't see myself. Zoom is like that. So I'm gonna
We can see your screen.
You can see the screen. Okay.
Yes.
I guess that's all you need. You don't need to see me then. So there. And Jean, just speak up because I really can't see anyone for some reason. Because I think this was not a speaker view. Anyways, so very quickly, let's get started. This is really an information session to let you know what we have planned for the 3 weeks Ramadan detox plan. Okay, so today we will cover what challenges people generally face in Ramadan and why do they face those? What are the goals of Ramadan? And why are we not getting to all of those, which we should? What is fasting and health? A little bit of a primer on that. And what to expect in the 3 weeks. So your coaches today, of course, is me. I'm a health coach and I focus mostly on weight and diabetes. I'm also a laughter yoga instructor. I'm a logotherapist, which means I have a way of questioning to help you find meaning through your struggles. And I also have a PhD in biochemistry, and I'm an organic gardener, a community gardener, and a philanthropist. And then we have Jean Kim. So Jean, I'm going to stop sharing for now so Jean can come on camera and introduce yourself because she's going to be one of the coaches in our 3-week program. So Jean, over to you.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. And I hail from Ottawa because Sarah and I take hot yoga class together. I'm here and I'm going to support Sarah's program by speaking about conscious fasting. I also am a very dedicated faster in my tradition and with my family when they were younger. And then I'll also be taking you through some movement and breath work on how to maximize your energy during your fast.
Yeah, thank you. And like I've written in the PowerPoint slide, so Jean, you didn't give us the whole spiel of you being a mom of 6 kids and her youngest kid is 18. So and what attracted me to her was her excellent energy and just, open-heartedness and such an expert in her practice. So and you're also a life coach, right, Jean?
I am, yes. My main occupation is life coaching. I'm
Mhm.
building a life coaching company, but I
Mm,
have a business consultation program as well.
mm,
Sorry, a business as well, and
mm,
mostly serving Japanese CEOs and entrepreneurs. So I
mm.
do that. I've been doing that for, oh goodness, many years.
Yeah.
But I also do teach fitness and yoga. That's true.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I'm quite eclectic in my interests. Mhm.
Yeah. So I think the program will really, you guys will benefit. She'll come in the second week and we'll go through that again. So let me go back to the sharing the screen. And so there you go. That's it. Okay. Uh, All right. So what are we going to do in the 3 weeks to prepare for Ramadan? So this is what it is. It's going to be February 18, 25th, and March 4, it'll be at 12 p.m. Eastern, and 19, 26, March 5th, which is the Monday, it'll be 8 p.m. Eastern. The 12 p.m. calls will be information with practical actions to implement, whereas the 8 p.m. calls will be questions and discussions to help us overcome challenges. And when you've tried whatever we talked about at the 12 p.m. call, and so it gives you a second chance instead of taking 2 hours right away. We've broken it up like that. And then there's a private WhatsApp group for 24/7 support. And this link is where it gets you to go sign up when you feel ready to do that. So I do have a client testimonial. It is on my Facebook link. If we have time later on, I'll play that for you. But this is Madiha. She is one of my clients from other programs and even a personal coaching client. And she was able able to reverse her sciatica and her weight and everything, just following the programs that we've been doing. So just to show that what we do works in helping you get to your goals with health and energy. And that's why I thought that why not bring this preparation to get us over the challenges in Ramadan. And so a little bit of a background on why are we facing these challenges, and some of the common challenges that most people say is headaches and bad breath, which happens usually because when we're not able to detoxify between, the iftar, the eating times, so if we're not able to release all of the toxins, then we do get bad breath. Some people are not able to eat enough at suhoor, so then they are not getting that energy that they should get from eating in the morning, primarily because there's confusion and then you're tired. Then most people are not able to sleep after the suhoor time, which is what they're hoping that they'll get back to sleep. But of course, you've got food in your tummy. You can't just go off to sleep. So then you're thirsty as well, and you can't eat. It becomes a constant thing for 30 days. You're just in that cycle. And then what happens after iftar is that people are having trouble balancing their recitations of Quran, and then they want to socialize, and then how do you eat your favorite foods? So all of these are some of the common challenges, and maybe I've left out a few, and you can chime in to say when we're done, any other challenges that you think we should be talking about. So why are we facing those challenges? Primarily because we are not preparing ourselves. And then it becomes a frustration, and then we eat whatever we can find in the early morning because it's not prepared. So you just open the fridge and you just eat whatever. And that's not the best way to help you be ready for a full day of not eating. Then it's a sudden change in routine. Like suddenly, it's almost like jumping out of an airplane without a parachute. So our body needs time to adjust, but we're not even doing that. So that's why we said, okay, the 3 weeks is the preparation. You put on your parachute before jumping off the airplane. And then also because we're not eating according to guidance, that you may agree with me. If you know what happens at iftar time, are we really eating what has been prescribed to us, looking at the scriptures of Quran and some of the sunnahs, that we end up eating things that are really not the most beneficial, especially in a fast or even generally, and then the toxins just keep loading up and puts pressure on our organs. Or we're eating too much, because the culture right now is in abundance crisis with too little time to digest. So those are the main reasons why we end up with those challenges. And how you should feel in Ramadan is that's why Allah sent this whole month to us, so we can feel blessed and calm and have the focus and feel nourished and organized in spite of understanding what goes on when you're hungry. But Allah never asked us to be completely out of sorts and tired and not be productive. In fact, there's guidance that no one should even get to know that you're fasting. And how would that happen if we're constantly complaining, oh, I have a headache and whatever, right? So why do we need to prepare for something like this? So imagine if you want to plant a seed and you want the fruits or the flowers to come out. Would you just go and throw it in any soil? Obviously not, because it just won't give you the desired results. You may end up with some kind of a flower or a fruit that's completely dried up and rotten. But if you prepare the soil, you water it, you irrigate it, then you plant the seed, then you put the nutrients in it, then you will get the results. Then the other reason for preparing is motivation does not really help in anything, because it's our emotions that guide us to do what we do. And if you can visualize where it's all going to lead you to, then you are going to kind of, be able to do the right things. It takes a little effort, but you're able to put in that effort. So do not depend on motivation. And why do we procrastinate? So most of us don't want to prepare because we have a left and a right brain, and the left brain is the logical brain. And if it doesn't understand the logic, then we depend on the right brain for emotions. And then the emotions, we're constantly questioning. And so it ends up in procrastination. I'll do it tomorrow, and I'll do it tomorrow. And yeah, another day. And then, the 30 days are over. Some people end up sick also in those days, and they have to stop fasting. Some people just feel really like, I can't wait for Ramadan to be over, but that's not the idea. And then another reason to prepare is because, just like diets don't work, you really need to practice. In the beginning, it's going to be a little difficult. So if you do nothing to prepare and you dive right into Ramadan, the first day, the first week is going to be terrible. And maybe you'll start getting better. And then, it starts getting a little harder in the very end. But if you practice before Ramadan, then that light bulb that's showing you, that's the time when you are prepared for Ramadan, and your entire Ramadan will go really swiftly and smoothly. So the goals of Ramadan, uh, some of the sunnahs that we are neglecting. Anyways, in the Quran, it says in this Surah 2, Surah Al-Baqarah, that Quran was revealed as a guide for humanity with clear proofs of guidance and the distinguishing standard. So there was no ambiguity, right? So which means that there is clear guidance in the Quran for Ramadan to commit to a routine, be minimalist and austere, and begin with purpose and intention. I don't know how many of us do all of that, but if we did that, we would have a much better Ramadan. So the sunnahs that we are neglecting is the sleep and time. That's what's talking about the routine and commitment. We are definitely neglecting being simple, because some of our iftars are really lavish, and we are just buying stuff because we want to feel so um, lavish in that period, which was supposed to be a simple period. And we are neglecting eating with guidance from the Quran. In the Quran, there are certain foods that are being told to us to have more of, and what we are being told to have less of or none of. We are really just going all over the map on that. Can you mute yourself, whoever? I think someone has their mic open. Can you all please take a look and mute yourself, please? And then we are also neglecting the sunnah of being mindful of our words, which is really coming from our emotions. So can you please mute yourself? I think someone's got their mic on, and it's a little disturbing at this end. So start to think, which ones of these sunnahs have you neglected, or would one of these that you would like to get better at, or all of those? So start making a note of that, and at the end we can talk about it, and then you get a chance to actually help us prepare the 3-week program to suit you. Another guidance is that, oh believers, fasting is prescribed for you as it was for those before you, so that you become mindful of Allah. Okay, what does that mean? It is telling us about at least 2 actions that we must take. That means mindful. How can we pay attention? By being mindful. Okay, for that to happen, you have to feel focus, and you have to feel energetic. You have to not feel sick in your stomach and tired and emotions all over the map, right? So once you have all that settled, then you can actually focus on your spiritual aspects. Then you have to make space for mindfulness to Allah. So, can you really focus and be mindful of Allah with so much consumerism? Then there's clutter, and then there's attraction towards the world. So, again, we have too many things, and the problem is abundance. So, in this program, that's what we are going to really focus on. But before that, I just wanted to get a little bit of a refresher on, are we really fasting? Because there is a balance of fasting and feasting, just because our human body is dynamic and it alternates between breaking and building. Just look at muscles. The way to build muscle is to first break them. The way to grow through eating food is first to break it by digesting it, by using energy to give energy, right? And then DNA repair occurs during fasting. So when we stop eating, that's the time we are actually recovering, by everything is breaking down, the toxins are being broken down, energy is being used, being thrown away. And our purpose of eating is to grow, but before our body can use that, it has to break it and eliminate some things to put back in your body so that it can grow. Then we need movement for health. So there are inappropriate exercise regimens that are leading to muscle loss. And especially if we haven't prepared our body ahead of the fasting period to have enough muscle mass, then we are going to lose a lot of muscle, because we'll also lose a lot of water. And actually, we will end up really in a bad metabolic state. And at a, when we're in a going towards our senior years, we cannot afford to lose muscle mass. So preparing is very important. And we fast to rest and repair. So again, like I said, you have to lose energy to gain energy. Then you have to understand feasting over and overconsumption. That is actually not helping us really fast, because now the body fat and muscle mass need to be balanced. And too much feasting loses that balance, because you are not letting your body repair by actually giving your body less food to digest. While it's digesting, it cannot be repairing. So building muscle mass is important. Less muscle means lower metabolic rate. And that's why I brought Jean in. She will help us understand what can we do in the 3 weeks before the fasting starts, so we build up enough muscle. And in the fasting period, what can we keep doing? Then, did you know that you actually lose 5 pound muscles with aging, anyways? And compared to teens, you burn 250 calories lesser every 24 hours. However, we we keep eating like we were eating in teenagers. And you will gain 1 pound fat every 14 days as a bare minimum. So at least 2 pounds over 30 days will be gained. And people gain way more than 2 pounds, because you're eating way more and you're eating way more richer foods, and not hydrating enough. So it's a really not the right combination, and not taking advantage of the fasting period. Now these pounds that you will add on would become hard to take off, because they settle down around the organs with minimal exercise during this period. And even if you gain only 2 or 3 pounds, they will be very difficult. They all stack up on your belly. And from there, we start putting pressure on our heart. So the preparation for our body to exercise and eat before is really important. 1 pound fat is 3,500 calories. That's a lot, which you are just keeping in your body. And it starts to give that insulin resistance, and then diabetes and heart problems start right from just not having enough muscle mass. So, how much will you gain by feasting daily, sleeping late, eating late, not exercising, stress of loss of productivity, lack of focus, lack of hydration? Stress adds to the fat as well, because you start secreting your stress hormones, and stress hormones build more fat. So just building all of that fat and keeping us in is really not taking advantage of fasting. So what to expect in 3 weeks? We are going to take actions with guidance from Quran. We all want to achieve these goals. We want to be efficient with our time. We want to set routines to recite the Quran with full attention. We want to clean our surroundings. We want to eat nourishing fruits, foods that have been guided by Allah, so that we can have the energy. We want to be in a good mood, because that is also one important aspect. And in fact, it's mandatory to be in a good mood during fasting. So, why would Allah tell us that this is very important to not be angry, to not tell lies, la 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 la, if he knew that, well, fasting is going to make our emotions bad? No, he knows that we can manage our emotions if we follow the guidance. But most people end up in a bad mood and they think their fast is still valid, and Allah does not accept a fast that ends up in bad emotions. So we also want to remain healthy so we can fast to the entire month, and after that, we don't fall sick. How do you achieve those goals? Well, sleep and time consistency, decluttering, cleaning up our surroundings, eating and moving with guidance from Quran, and emotional awareness, which is what we are going to prepare ourselves for. So in week 1, we will focus on sleeping, eating, cleaning, and moving, little bits of each of these to get us started, because you will get the next 3 weeks to continue doing this. So we will have grocery shopping using guidance from of foods from Quran. So really just simplistic cooking and eating. Then we will get into sleep routine setting and understanding what's coming in our way, because it'll take time to get into that mode. So there is a way to start getting into a sleep pattern from now slowly, so that by the time Ramadan comes, we will have everyone actually getting at least 5 hours of sleep even during Ramadan, and then you will be able to find time in the day to get rest. So you can get to 6 to 7 hours of sleep during Ramadan without interrupting your work and without being in a confused state. That's totally possible. We will start getting into an intermittent fasting routine in these 3 weeks. We will get into kitchen declutter, creating a nourishing kitchen. We will start doing muscle building movements right from week 1. Then week 2, we will focus on movement and mindfulness, because we don't want to have that emotional turmoil during our fasting. So we will do those movements to build muscle mass. And this is the week that Jean will be guiding us in, and she will take us through breath work to manage emotions and reduce stress, and then sleep patterning to suit Ramadan timings, organizing the environment for making it really efficient, and how do you start preparing? How do you hydrate your body now so that you are already getting into Ramadan with a well hydrated body? And there are ways to do things to our water so that it gets absorbed and not just goes away, because most of the water we get in our taps is very processed water, and most of it just flushes out. But there is a hydration protocol that I will share with you that helps all that water actually turn it into a very alkalizing and a water that can actually get absorbed in your body rather than just leave your body, and how to get into a minimalism mindset. Then week 3, we dive into minimalism, as we will do some scenario planning for emergencies, because that can happen. So how should you navigate so your fast can continue? Then routine setting for mindfulness and Quran recitation, so that you're able to do all of that without compromising on your sleep. And then we start setting our routines for daily meal prep, so that your iftar and suhoor are really all very well organized, and some gut cleansing cooking methods, and again, minimalism in grocery shopping. So, like I said, there are 3 weeks to prepare. Those are the dates. That's the link you go to sign up if you haven't already. Some of the people who are on this call have already signed up. Congratulations to you. And the result of the 3 weeks prep is complete bliss and ready to invite Eid. So because you would have decluttered your house, your kitchen, and you'll be in a mindset, Eid just happens the next day of the 30 days of fasting, and people are already tired. So, but you would have all your home prepared for Eid right now, because you would have committed to a routine, be a minimalist and be austere, and you will begin with purpose and intention, which is what those surahs that I read earlier is the guidance from Allah for this. So the 3 week of prep will get you to these things. At suhoor, you will be able to wake up on time. You will be able to be prepared. You will be hydrating at suhoor. You will be able to eat nourishing meals. You will have lots of time to eat rather than rushing. Some people I've heard they get only 15 minutes for suhoor and that's it. Let's down everything. Oh, I can't eat enough. Okay. You'll be calm. Before and after iftar, you will be efficient with your time. You will be organized because you'll have a clean kitchen. You will have food prepared on time with your favorite flavors without getting into a feasting state. So this month is fasting. This month is not feasting. So we will get into that mindset of how you change that cultural. Somehow we've progressed to a culture in the name of being what do you call abundant, that we have stopped being minimalist, especially in this month of Ramadan when we're supposed to be the most minimal. And you will build muscle mass to lose weight rather than gain weight, but really this will be healthy weight that you will have, and you won't start accumulating fat around your organs. And no more headaches, brain fog, and bad breath. And I'm talking that from my own experience. I did not fast all my life growing up. I think I've started fasting 7, 8 years ago. And I had no idea how it's done. So I just followed whatever everyone was doing. And I ended up in a really bad state. But I'm a health coach. So after a few weeks, I said, okay, this is not going to work if I want to do it. So that year, I did only for 13 days. And then the next year, I was a little more prepared, did for 23 days. And the year after, I was fully prepared and I could do it for 30 full days. So, and that's, I'm talking out of experience. I don't experience those headaches and brain fog and bad breath. I am very productive. I do gardening during my Ramadan. I even do some exercises. No one really gets to know that I'm fasting. So, I'm saying that it's totally possible. And there are some client testimonials. Some of the people are probably here who, if you want, they can talk to you after we end this. My clients who have been able to take off weight and, inches off, got off meds, reduce their diabetes, even reverse them. I reverse mine. So with that, thank you so much. And these are some of the links that you can go to. This is my website, sourceparenthealth.com. You can send me an email on mynourishedkitchentable@gmail.com. And this is the link to sign up. Uh, that's it. This is the 3 weeks to prepare. I think we are done with that. So stop share and on we come. So, any questions or comments or whatever? What do you think? Jean, what would you like to say to add to something that I've left? Maybe.
I just feel like your presentation was so beautiful.
Oh,
I'm
thank
excited to
you.
be a part of this. Yes, I mean, I've been a faster for gosh,
Mm,
decades, but I think having everything just so nicely
mm,
put together and us
mm,
especially doing it as a group, I feel like that's
mm.
really the key. So why
Yeah.
not begin the community even before the fast begins? So thank you
Yeah.
very much for inviting me and for offering this workshop for us,
It's
Sarah.
a pleasure. So maybe if people are still thinking of the questions, maybe you can give some of your experiences that you've had with your fasting. And I think you recently went to Costa Rica for a retreat, and
Oh,
you were talking about how
yes.
you were preparing for it, or any kind of guidance. Even if people don't sign up, at least they can go with some idea.
Absolutely, yes, and
Mm,
this is the reason why I wanted to
mhm.
offer first
Yeah.
conscious fasting because
Mm-hmm.
it is true, many of us, we live in a culture or a society or a religious group that uh, I wouldn't say imposes fasting, but strongly suggests it. And so
Mm-hmm.
we follow because we all want to be obedient and grow in our spirituality. So we follow, and sometimes it gets to be a little bit rote. So I found that when my children were young, and our tradition is that we do 40 days of fasting,
Wow.
it was very, very difficult. I was like pulling teeth. And then I started realizing, you know what? It's because I didn't really prepare them, right? We
Mm.
never talked about it like we all know that for Christmas or something, we all say, "Oh my God, Christmas is coming." We count
Yeah.
down the days, make your
Mm.
Christmas list,
Yeah.
right? But when do we do that for like, oh my goodness, our fasting period's coming. How
Mm.
are we going to prepare as a family? So this
Yeah.
is why I got more into conscious fasting. So
Okay.
even that little preparation for children as
Mm.
a group,
Mm.
contributions, like how will you contribute? How are you going
Yeah.
to prepare, right? It's not just kind of top heavy, top down.
Yeah.
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 Um,
Oh, that's
and then
wonderful.
the latest thing I did was, yes, I did go to Costa Rica.
Mm.
I'm a big believer in healing plants,
Mm.
which help my body to, well, I want to live until, 120 at
Oh,
least,
yeah. That's
at
possible.
least.
Yeah, at least.
So I'm in pursuit of these blue zones in the world.
Mm.
So I did a very strict, I'll say,
Mm.
fast for 3 weeks before I went to these
Yeah.
plant medicine ceremonies, and my body changed just in 3 weeks.
Really.
So it's exciting that when
Mm.
you put your mind, body, and soul
Mm.
into something, and you can
Mm.
imagine, if you're concentrated and focused,
Yeah.
how much more fruit can you gain, right? How
Yeah.
much more fruit will you see when you're putting all your intention? So, yeah, so these are some of the things that I'm very excited to journey with you all.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. I mean, I was looking actually to see if there are any programs out there who that do prepare us for a fasting, but all I got was a lot of guidance for the period of Ramadan. There is a toolkit available. Everyone's offering what to eat during Ramadan and the recipes and everything. But I think what's missing is that coming together in a supportive environment to really prepare and take your mind off the everyday things to do the little things, because it's the small hinges that move big doors. That you do a little bit every day because you're leading up to it, and then it becomes effortless. And I didn't find anything that was really surprising, that no one is really, people are just kind of, yeah, okay, we're doing a countdown to Ramadan, but what are you doing in that period? Are you building your muscle? Because that to me is really important. If we don't build our muscle, then we really put on so much fat, and we lose muscle in that period, because you can't be doing excessive exercises unless you're a trained athlete. And some athletes continue playing soccer and whatever while fasting, but if we are not doing that, then we just do nothing and we sleep and eat. Okay, so guys, what is your question, or what is your I guess, is there anything that we can clarify for helping you to sign up for this, or any questions people have? I know some people who have signed up. Maybe you can tell us what attracted you to sign up for this program. Shahana, Adnan, Samina, you want to say something? What attracted you to sign up?
Sure, I'd love
Yeah.
to. First of
Mm.
all, thank you, both you and Jean, for this, Sada Baji, for the
Mhm.
presentation and everything. Um, I can share maybe just a little bit of what really attracted me. So,
Mhm.
I mean, Ramadan is like my most favorite time of the year. Like it is a
Yes.
total emotional, physical, mental, spiritual reset for me, and it has been
Yeah.
since I started when I was 9.
Mm.
And now I have a 10-year-old, my oldest is a 10-year-old
Yeah.
and a 7-year-old, and they love it as much. I
Mm.
stopped them from fasting when they were 6, Fatima, because I was like, you're not ready, but you can do a half day. You can open it at lunch, like
Yeah.
literally had breakfast and lunch, and she thought a half
She
day fast.
says, yeah.
But I just, recently, my own body is changing. I'm getting older, and
Mm.
some of the things that have been working for me, and I could just kind of take advantage of some of the things that were working for me when I was younger,
Mm.
aren't so much anymore. We do eat really healthy. It is very
Mm.
much a large part of our lifestyle and
Mm.
intentional, but I think you can always
Mm.
do better. And so I was just really excited to get some support with that. I also have my daughter Fatima, who has a lot of sensitivities,
Mm.
gluten and dairy and yeast.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
I'm always honestly just looking for any support because food
Okay.
has a degree of stress involved in it for me.
Oh.
Um, and then now thinking about in the context of Ramadan is like, okay, stress
Mm.
level is a little bit higher than usual this year. And
Mm.
she desires to want to do most of the fast. So really
Mm.
trying to bring any creative ideas here. I love the idea about the muscle prep. I mean, we do a lot of spiritual prep moving into it and are already
Mm.
into it with this blessed month that we're already in. But I know my body's needing that. Like it's been telling me for a while. I need more muscle. I need to be more alkaline. And so I'm just looking for any kind of support to do that. So
Perfect. Yeah, no, that's a very good point. I'm glad you mentioned it. I've made a note of it because a lot of our gut problems also are emotional related, and it's a longer conversation than the 3 week prep, but definitely we will touch base on that and how to tackle that at the physical level. And Jean will definitely, Jean, with your breath work, I think, the vagus nerve stimulation that has always helped with gut problems, right? Jean, anything you would like to add to that comment Samina made?
No, exactly is what you said. And, of course, this is just a small slice of what our
Mm,
entire life is going to be and what
yeah.
it is. So definitely, we're not trying to solve any problems,
Mm,
with the 3 week seminar.
mhm,
These are just bringing to consciousness and awareness of the certain types of habits and introductions of ways
yeah.
that we can ease our lifestyle, including our children. So thank you, Samina, for bringing those issues up, and we will make note of that. Make sure we
Yeah.
address some of those.
Perfect. So Adnan said that he likes the idea of a Holy Ramadan countdown. So take action. You guys are in a WhatsApp group, all those who have signed up, and if you can, um, if there is a way to put that countdown on it, go for it. And so anyone else who wants to share, I know, well, Adnan's my husband, but he pays for all my programs. That's the only way he is able to take advantage. So, because as a husband, he doesn't want to follow anything that I recommend. But as a client, he gets the group support, so it's not just me. So maybe he can share whatever he wants to share on his journey so far, or what is he looking forward to during this 3 week prep. He's joined this one.
Yeah, I'm a fully paid client, just like everybody else. Thank you, Sarah and Jean. I've been on this journey with Shahana and
Samina.
Samina, the
Yes.
one from Kuwait,
Yeah.
since October. And yeah, and it's true. Normally, as spouses, we say, "Oh, you're just a wife. Oh, you're just a husband." But as a client, it sinks in more, and I do more, and because it's part of this group program, I get how do you say it, feedback
Support.
and support from
Mm.
the variety of people that have been on these programs since October. Myself, of course, I'm able to do a lot more physical activity. I have yeah, I've shed a lot of weight and I've put on a lot of inches. So, and I'm happy to keep that process and that momentum going. And I love the idea that we prepare for Ramadan. I mean, I think it's quite unique. No one is preparing for it. We just go in and, oh, today the moon was sighted. Okay, so tomorrow we're not eating for 24 hours or whatever. Like, if it's in the dead of summer, or at least now we have a 12-hour fast, which is manageable. But the idea of preparing for it, that's just foreign. No one prepares for it other than, like Samina Hashim was saying, spiritually. So we may start reciting more Quran and things like that, and reducing our level of watching, whatever, uh, but never the physical side. And the physical side, yeah, of course, I can suffer from bad mood and bad breath, especially if I'm told I can't have my samosas and pakoras for iftar. you know, and there's no fasting without a samosa. That's just not happening. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll only have one. Yeah, my health coach might have a thing or two to say. My wife has nothing to say about that because the husband speaks in rules, right? Except the health coach might have a thing or two to say about that. We'll see. So thank you for having this program. I look forward to it. I look forward to building more muscle and getting ready and being hydrated. I love that idea of this. Let's get hydrated now in this month of Shaban, holy month of Shaban, to prepare for to go in fully not swamped, but you know, fully puffed up and pumped, so that we can take it on and not be shocked. Our system doesn't take the shock so much. So thank you very much. And Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. So any questions, Tanveer bhai, do you have any insights or whatever, or how have you been, any ideas that you have or questions, or love to hear from you? Or Shahana or whoever, some new people have joined. There's Shimi and Ali Amir. Bareen, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I can add. I can
Yeah,
add.
go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, I was very excited when I heard about the program because as everyone else has been saying, I'm not going to repeat it, but I think one big one for me when it comes to Ramadan, I manage like the not eating part, eating healthy. I can get a few walks but what I personally struggle with is the caffeine withdrawal. I don't plan for that.
Yeah.
So
You don't
ideas
plan.
and tips to help me through that'd be wonderful.
Yes, we will definitely talk about that, though I don't have the caffeine problem, but we can definitely talk about how to get your coffee in every
Okay.
day.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So
I'm
I
so
don't have to
glad you joined.
sacrifice. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Bareen was the first one to sign up within like the first 30 minutes of the program going live. So I knew there was something that she's really looking for. So thank you so much for having that trust, Bareen. So
Oh, you're welcome.
so we have another 15 minutes if people want to stay or ask questions, but if not, then I don't need to keep everyone hanging on and let you get through your day. We will again have this session at 8 o'clock tonight, Eastern, for anyone over here who wants to come for anything or send other people. But yeah, give you another 10 seconds to raise your hand to say you want to say something, or we can end the call right here. All right. So looks like everyone's well satisfied. And if you all don't have the link to join, I can post it in the chat right here. And you can go and join. Let me put the link here in the chat. That's the one. And if you want to know what it will look like when you join, I can show that to you as well. Just give me a second here. So when you go into this link, this is what it'll show you. It'll give you this button to sign up if you're so ready. But if you want to read more, you can read more. You can see some words from my clients over there. Then there's another button that'll come to you. Then it'll answer some more questions for you. Then it'll again show you a button to, and yes, I'm going to donate 10% of the proceeds from this to a charity of the choice that'll be voted by all the participants in it. So the more of us that are signed in, the more money goes to that charity of choice. And then it'll show you some more what to expect from it, a little bit about myself, and then what else will happen on the 3 weeks thing. Then, well, that's the info session here. And then when you go to the checkout page, then you'll see here and you put in your card number, but feel free to send me an email. Like some people have sent me an e-transfer because they're in Canada and they didn't want to use their credit card, I'm totally fine with that as well. And then you'll get a chance to sign up for one-on-one coaching at 75% off. So generally, my single coaching is $100, but for those signing up for this, you will get it for 25, which is a steal. And then when you sign up, you'll get this page, and then you will also get a resource kit that you can download. You'll get 2 recipes and a grocery list sample, and then a morning liver cleanse that you can start doing from now itself. An inspirational organic farming video that I did a workshop, a retreat in India this year. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of what is the benefit of eating organic, and something to think about. And then you'll get a link, and you'll get another bonus video talking about belly fat. So that's basically what will happen, and you can watch all of that, and then you sign up, and off we go. All right, sounds like a plan. So, well, thank you everyone for joining in, and do share this with others who you think will be able to take advantage of this, or gift it to them. That's also another way to spread the spirit. I think I've priced it very reasonably. Looking at all other programs out there, 6 calls, which is 6 hours of support, and I have been very mindful of how to price it, to not make it very undervalued or unaffordable. So I hope you will appreciate that there are costs to running all of this, and I would be very happy if you could take money out of the equation, out of everything. But maybe one day in the future we will get to that. But thank you, everyone. Really appreciate your time with this.